In this video, we're going to learn how to carry out titration calculations. When we're back in class, we'll actually carry out some titrations and we'll learn all about the actual procedure that's involved. For today, we're focusing on the calculations only. So in this first example over here, we've got some acetic acid that's in a conical flask, and some sodium hydroxide is gradually added from a burette until the indicator phenolphthalein changes color from clear to pink. So basically, when the color changes, we know that we've added just the right amount of sodium hydroxide to completely neutralize the acetic acid. That's the idea behind the titration. Okay, on this page here, I've got the results of a titration. You can see that the titration has been carried out 4 times. The first sort of results, that's the rough result. It's basically the first run through the experiment that you do really quickly, and then the other set of results will typically be more accurate. So the first step that we'll need to do is we're going to have to calculate the average titer. So in other words, that's the average amount that was added from the burette. Okay. So the average amount of base of sodium hydroxide that was needed to completely neutralize 25 milliliters of acetic acid was 19.2 milliliters. And I will write an equation to show the reaction between acetic acid and sodium hydroxide. Acetic acid has this formula. Okay, the next step is to work out the number of moles of sodium hydroxide that was added from the burette. To work that out, we'll use the equation N is C times V. So the concentration of sodium hydroxide was 0.1 moles per litre. The volume of sodium hydroxide we've just calculated. Now we need to remember to convert this to litres, so that's actually 0.0192 litres, and that works out to be 0.00192 moles. Now we go back to our equation and we can see that acetic acid and sodium hydroxide react in a 1-to-1 ratio. So therefore the number of moles of acetic acid must also be 0.00192. The final step is to work out the concentration of the acetic acid, and to do that we use the equation concentration is the number of moles divided by the volume. Okay, so the volume of acetic acid, that was the volume that was in the conical flask, 25 milliliters, which is the same as 0.025 liters, and so that gives me a final answer of 0.0768 moles per liter. Okay, now in this second example over here, it's a very similar situation. We've been given the volume and the concentration of acids, and we've been given the volume of the base, and we need to work out its concentration. So first thing I'm going to do is to write an equation to show the reaction between the two substances. And we can see that in this case, the base reacts with the acid in a 1-to-2 ratio. Next step is to work out the number of moles of the substance for which I have enough information to work out the number of moles. Now in this case, that's the acid, because for the acid I know both the volume and the concentration, so I can work out the number of moles. The next step is to go back to the equation and to note that the number of moles of calcium hydroxide to HCl is 1-to-2. Therefore, the number of moles of calcium hydroxide is going to be half the number of moles of hydrochloric acid. Okay, the final step is to work out the concentration of the calcium hydroxide by doing N over V. And so the answer is 0.00375 moles per litre.